Hey guys, welcome back to Cyberspace Investigations. The new consoles are almost upon us, and Xbox's offerings are looking bleaker by the day. Some more trouble came up with Halo Infinite recently, and it brought me to ask the question, could Halo Infinite, sometime in the future, be coming to PlayStation 5 and even Nintendo Switch? The answer may surprise you. Microsoft's Xbox line of consoles has managed to gather a fairly large following over the years, mostly thanks to the original and the Xbox 360. However, trends began with Microsoft in the later half of the 360 era that led to where we are now with the company's own games. This all started with Kinect, Microsoft's answer to the Nintendo Wii. Sony also put out a competitor, but PlayStation Move didn't do that well compared to the other options. Kinect, on the other hand, was a great success. The hands-off gameplay novelty was enough to grab some people into buying it. When this happened, Microsoft shifted a large amount of their focus away from making games for their core audience and more so for the Kinect. That backfired. Slowly, Microsoft's first-party games output was slowing to a crawl. Xbox One came out, and, well, look at the sales. But now, Microsoft has shifted their focus yet again to streaming. No matter what you think about the console wars as a whole, it's apparent that Microsoft is pushing game streaming as the future of the Xbox brand, if not gaming as a whole. They're not competing with Sony and Nintendo anymore, they're competing with Google and Amazon and Apple. Xbox Game Pass has taken off, or at least as much as it can take off, only being on Xbox, PC, and phones. The service has 15 million users as of September 21st, which is pretty old data by this point. Problem is, a lot of these users may only be using the 1 month, $1 trial of Game Pass. We don't know how many users are actually paying for Game Pass in full, and for which version. Game Pass has quite a few versions that come at different prices, which isn't very surprising. Many TV subscriptions do that too. I mean, look at Netflix and Disney Plus, they're prime examples of that. Not only that, but different versions are priced ever so slightly differently and have ever so slightly different selections of games. All of this works into these versions of Game Pass, and I don't see much improvement in the console business, and in some cases, like the Series S, see major downgrades from the Xbox One X. Look at the Series X console design. Some of its cooling is blocked by internal hardware. It's just a rectangle, like a PC tower, and not a very good one at that. You can turn it on its side, of course, I mean it's just a solid box, but the stand at the bottom, which, if I might add, also blocks cooling, can't be taken off in any case. It's on there permanently. Similarly, the Series S, which does have terrible open storage space for a digital-only console, is just like the Series X, but about, maybe, half the size, and also white. These designs aren't inspiring, they're the bare minimum. The PlayStation 5, on the other hand, is designed around an absolutely massive heatsink and dual-sided fan, and if you remove the side plates, you're going to see a design that looks pretty close to the general look and feel of a PC tower. I mean, it's just a rectangle on the inside, but the plates that attach to the side add new dimensions to the design, making it look sleek and futuristic. Beyond that, the true 4K Microsoft line is terrible for them in the long run. Checkerboarding barely looks any different, takes much less processing power, and the downscaling tech confirmed to be in the PlayStation 5 blows a few more teraflops out of the water, especially if the developers can't use them right. You can see the real problems with this in how the brute force affects Halo Infinite in that first trailer. They were going to release that, and to make a game run at 4K 60 FPS all the time, the graphics are going to take a massive hit. That's what we saw happening in that video. The different versions of Game Pass, Microsoft sucking up studios, and all of the apparent moves they are making, especially now with the launch of Amazon Luna, we might be starting to see a shift in Microsoft's true gaming strategy. This brings up our main question. Would Game Pass, and along with that, Halo Infinite make it to PS5 and even the Switch at some point. Yes, I think it's possible that if Microsoft really cares about Game Pass more than the Xbox brand itself, to see the service on other platforms. Recently, we've seen cloud games come to the Switch, so I see that happening for the Switch too. So what does this mean for the quality of Microsoft's games? The acquisition of Bethesda opened my eyes to this a little more, and seeing now how grounded it turned out, I would say the quality will definitely go down. This is supposed to be the Netflix of gaming, and what does Netflix do? Mostly low-quality content, pumping it out every year. Games are very different, and they take years to properly develop, unless they're like indie titles. So is Microsoft going through extreme crunch for these games, or are subscribers of Game Pass waiting years for their next major release, and in the meantime, playing little indie games every month? Only time will tell. Well, that's all I have for this one. What do you think about all this? Let me know in the comments. Well, see you on Monday and the rest of the week for more great programs.